are actually at the project which we call the full dice. If you want to see that video and what we actually intended for it to look like on the videos and how it actually panned out in real life, you can click this box here. You'll view that video. I'm in the driveway area. You can see it's quite spacious here. We've got 6 units that are located all the way around us here. We had a massive ground slope on this here, and as you can see that we've got quite a big retaining wall that is at the back of the complex there. The original ground level, as you can see, there are 3 little trees that are growing at the top there. That was actually the original ground level, so I call it on the top of the height of that balustrade there. So that ground level actually passes over my head at about this level here. And then these units are actually not basements, so there are only 2 levels in height here. These ones are complete basements. As an actual fact, this is actually underneath the ground level. This is how we managed to use the system in order to help us, in order to achieve a lot of units on this particular property. They all have privacy, they all look stylish, they all are independent. Each one of them has 2 garages or 2 open carports with the ones that don't have the basement. But these, as you can see, have got basement garages underneath it. So quite a nice, modern, stylish look that we chose here. And we've got the integration of some natural materials, some woods and stuff that we bring in. You'll also see on the inside, the color palettes are also some browns and beiges, and also in combination with some grays. In this particular unit, you can actually see where this plinth is built. That was actually the original ground level. And in this area, when we actually did the excavation here to do it, we hit a huge rock right here where this car is actually parked. And when we removed the rock, we actually found a water fountain underneath that rock. So once we removed it, we were then able to deal with that water properly and actually channel it under the road. It goes directly into our stormwater system and it gets dissipated without actually having any effect on the units whatsoever. So this is a 3-bedroom unit, very nice, spacious, open plan living. Once again, the kitchen beautifully situated within its own space here. And we've got the structural column here, which we needed to deal with, which the engineers requested, due to the loading of the bedrooms that are above here. So what we've done in this case is integrated it beautifully with the counter. So you can see the counter actually abuts onto it. It literally wraps around this column in trying to incorporate it within the kitchen design. And at the end, we're trying to minimize the impact of this column as a freestanding element within the kitchen. So the power is not on in this unit at the moment, so some of the effect is lost with the lighting. We'll go to the 3-bedroom unit, which is the more spacious unit to this, where you can actually see the lighting on the staircase, etc. In here we've got the strip light in the stairs, so it actually looks quite beautiful. We'll show it to you on the 3-bedroom. The power is not yet on in this here. So even though the power is not on, you can see how nice and light and bright it is here. We've introduced this little slotted window here to allow light onto the stairs here, which is also a nice little feature, and a nice pajama lounge in this area. What's actually nice about this particular unit, so this is one of the bedrooms here, and you can see we've got a stacking door that actually opens up in this area here, leading out onto the balcony. So it creates the illusion of a much bigger space in this area. Although the bedroom is quite spacious, it allows one to have access here, and you can see there's beautiful views towards the north here. So these are actually the doors that go out onto the balcony here, and yeah, beautiful north-facing views. This is also a nice vantage point just to look at the complex as a whole. So I'm in the first unit here, and you can see 1, 2, 3 units as they go towards the back. The parking spaces as we've allowed for it, with enough maneuvering space in the center here, and then additional guest parkings that we've allowed just adjoining to the units. So nice view from here to the units. In this area here, once again open towards the bathroom, we've got a nice little walk-in dressing scenario here. So these doors will actually close this area up quite nicely. And then we've got the nice main bathroom here, a double vanity shower, toilet, and once again the window configurations, we stay away from your normal square window configurations for bathrooms, so from the outside it's not visible. So I'm curious to know, we've done 2 configurations in the kitchen, and I'd love to hear your opinion, which one you prefer, this one or the one which is following. Obviously, you have to address as soon as you arrive at a unit which has a basement is you need to go up. So we've broken up the steps into 2 sections. The outside section approaching to the house, and as you can see, we've cantilevered the roof over this section so that this entire section will actually be under roof. So you can actually, from this point here, you actually walk up under the roof. The front door is then in that section, and you can see we've got stairs leading up. So we've got LED strips within the stairs, as you can see there in the entrance as well on these steps, but they connected to a day-night sensor, which obviously is not on right now. We actually have quite a nice spacious area for our kitchen, living and dining area. It's actually quite amazingly spacious in this area. But what we've done is we've identified each space in its own so that it sits in its own area. So you can actually see in this space here, which is our lounge area, we've got the LED strip light here that actually defines this space very neatly. And then in our dining area, we've got the drop bulkhead with the chandelier or the light that will be central over your dining area here. And the space below the staircase one can then use as a wine cellar or whatever one wants to do in that section. And then obviously we've got the kitchen, which is then separate on its own. Very, very nice spacious layout here, very nice light and bright in here. Also with the drop bulkhead that we've also put over the kitchen. Something which is also important is that when one tries to design such a big space with such nice flow between the spaces, as you try to do in these modern homes, sometimes you end up with a challenge. As we had here, the engineer requested a column in this section. So we've cladded this in the same material as the kitchen to try and integrate it within the space. But this is a necessary evil, unfortunately, which we experience in our designs. So in that particular area there, so something which we love to do is actually do the window on the top of the counter. So the counter actually extends into the window space here. This is very nice, so one can actually get the light in this area, and it kind of restricts your view to the adjoining units, because we have units across the way that side which have got balconies and things facing this way. So this actually restricts one's view to interrupt the privacy of the unit next door, but it also allows the light to come into this area, which creates quite a nice space. And once you've got blinds and things in here, it'll actually look really great. Here you can see we've done the area where you can actually integrate your television units and everything in this space with the 2 flanking windows on either side, and you can see the amount of light that's actually flooding into these areas. So we actually raised these windows up to 2.4 meters in order to give us maximum amount of light through here, because we are restricted from windows on the other side because of units, views, visibility, privacy, etc. Then as we arrive on the top here, we've got like a nice little pajama lounge in this area. So also very nice and spacious area here. And then we have 3 bedrooms that actually lead off of this space. So actually this space here takes up all the corridor space that one has. The maximum space we have for corridor is literally a 2-meter space for that. So in this space, what we actually did is we followed the line of the bulkhead so that the stair is actually separate from the bulkhead. So it actually introduces a step into bulkhead here, which is quite nice. It allows us to get quite a high level window in that section there. Because if all the doors are closed, you've got one door which is open there, then we've got natural lighting that will come from that side. Again, a high level window, so it doesn't make eye contact with the neighbors on that side. So once again, giving you the privacy that one needs. Main bedroom setup here, quite a nice spacious bedroom, and we've got very nice views towards the north on this side. So these windows are actually north and these windows are east facing. In this area here, obviously main bedroom scenario, this side we've got the lighting in the bulkheads and also above the main bed, so it'll flood these walls here. Nice big dressing room area here where it allows one to put an ottoman or even another cupboard in the middle here if one needs one. And then an open plan scenario from your main bedroom, dressing room identified with the lighting, and then going into the main bathroom, which is then a full main bathroom with your shower, toilet, double vanity, and a nice bath. Very nice and spacious living. Something which we really focus on, and it's something that's actually really important for us in our designs, is we don't like to do standard configuration windows. So in this bathroom, you can actually see we've got 2 long vertical slotted windows. Both of the windows can open, so you get your ventilation in here. There's a lot of light that actually comes in here because of the size of that window. So we're kind of allergic to, these small little toilet windows that you find here, and obviously sometimes no window in the shower at all, but we're finding it allergic reaction to just trying to do a standard bathroom with a standard window above the toilet and stuff like that, because from the outside of the building you can actually see where the toilets and things are, or the bathrooms in the house. And we don't like that, we like to disguise the plumbing, we like to change the window style, so when somebody looks on the outside they just see the beauty of the home and not like, oh, that's a toilet there, This is a column that's coming up from the bottom that actually carries part of the structure from the basement up. So what we actually did is we did a recess here. So this actually, the wall recesses, we've returned the recess on the side where the basin is. We changed the tiling in this section so that it just emphasized this as a different area. And we've got an LED strip light that we're putting in the top there. So it'll actually flood this wall. So at night, it'll actually create quite a nice feature in this area. So it's functional, practical, but you still have to think about how do we make it to look nice. You can see in this bedroom, the window that is facing westward there has the screen. So first of all, that blocks the western sun from coming into this bedroom, but it still allows a nice feature where you can do a curtain and etc. there. So it still looks quite pretty when you're done with it, but it also protects privacy towards the neighbor on that side. And then if you go into the bathroom here, we've done exactly the same here. So this corner is actually clad with the wood, so you can actually see it through the window here. So it creates privacy in this area, and outside it creates a beautiful architectural feature which we can highlight to you from the exteriors. is one of our third bedrooms in actual fact, but we still incorporate all the features. You can see we've got a hidden bulkhead light against the wall there, so it'll flood the light beautifully down the wall at night here. We've got bulkheads with coves on this side here to take the curtains, so we've got the curtain coves with the bulkheads and lighting in there. So even though it's not the master, you can still make it nice. Something that we've done on this particular one, because this one is on ground, and that one behind us, you can actually see has got 3 levels. So that unit is actually slightly higher elevated. So it actually almost views across the units that are in the front. So the units in the front have less impact as you go back, but each one of these units has a view across this driveway section, towards the north. I think what makes this project special for me is there are so many different components that we've put together architecturally, and also the way that we have been able to maintain views to all of these units actually facing out towards the north. And I think it's just exciting. If you look at it, there's a lot happening, but it's all maintained within the same architectural style. We're busy completing the complex at the moment. It'll be finished within the next few weeks. So if you're interested in seeing one of the units, they will be complete and ready to view. When it's ready, the link will be in the description. So please get in touch with our Remax agent and they will be able to arrange a viewing for you. So yeah, let us know your thoughts, like and subscribe, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.